This week we're going to take a look at planting progress and weather trends here in the U.S. We're going to turn our attention to the latest export sales and shipment trends. We're going to wrap things up with a long-term review of November soybean futures. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the soybean market. We've moved into the last part of April here, and it's time to plant beans. Let's take a look at the latest national crop progress. Now, as of Sunday here, we're looking at a very brisk start to the 2026 planting season. 12% done nationwide versus only 7% last year and 5% on average. Notice several states, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, well above average, and down in the south, looking at Arkansas, Mississippi, also well above the average. Let's take a look at the recent history of soybean planting progress. Notice here again, that red line well above recent years here. Looking ahead now, on average, approximately 18% of U.S. beans are planted between April 19th and May 3rd. So weather permitting, by that first part of May, we may be approaching 30% done nationwide. Speaking of the weather, let's take a look at the short-term trends. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-storm weather. Now, starting out here looking at U.S. past precip percent of normal over the last 14 days. Kind of a proxy for topsoil moisture, if you will. Notice quite a bit of variability across the U.S. Drier as we've moved further west and drier as we move further east and southeast. Quite wet up in parts of southern Wisconsin and Michigan. And then closer to normal parts of central Illinois, central Indiana. Let's take a look at the short-term forecast into next week. And we're looking here at some thunderstorms developing here Thursday and Friday this week. Across that green area there you can see maybe 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch. Now as we move forward now, we're looking at a change in temperatures starting around Friday this week and continuing into the weekend. Across that lighter blue area, moderately colder, slightly to moderately colder than normal. As we move further north, however, moderately colder than normal. So that pattern looks like it may persist for about 7 to 10 days. Let's take a look at some additional rainfall as we start the new week here. So looking at Sunday through Monday, looking at that dark green area there, maybe as much as a 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches. The lighter green area, a little bit lighter, maybe only 1/4 inch to 3/4 of an inch. So it looks like we're definitely seeing a pattern change. Let's now look at rainfall totals over the next 2 weeks. For the next 2 weeks, you can see from the map here, quite a bit of that light green, quite a bit of that light yellow, which means near normal to slightly wet over the next 2 weeks. Let's shift gears now and take a look at export trends. Now we're looking here at exports, 25% lower than last year. You notice that the key message here as we move forward, looking at China. The shipments to China are well below the 5-year average, about 65% below that 5-year average. So the key question now is, will China buy additional old crop beans from the U.S.? We'll see what happens when the president meets with President Xi of China soon. Let's wrap things up this week and look at trends in November beans. And November beans, as we tape here on Tuesday, has rebounded up to near $11.70 a bushel. Notice that potential for price volatility from here at the end of April moving all the way into harvest, both to the upside and to the downside. That's why it's critical that you continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage price movement and avoid price prediction. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 309-664-2300. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. Remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss an update. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.